Hello and good afternoon, everyone. I'm really happy to be here and pleased to have the opportunity to give you a bit of a break between ports and procurement, which you're going to be hearing about next. And I want to start by thanking the organizers of the event, Offshore Wind California, for bringing us together here and take a moment to reflect on really what an extraordinary gathering this is. Many of you traveled a long way. So welcome to California, and I want to take a little bit of time to talk about our state. You may have seen that in California, we are very much beyond doubting that climate change is happening. We're beyond doubting that it's caused by human activities, and instead we're all here with the shared goal of tackling it and doing it in a way that provides benefits and is done in the best way possible. We want to provide opportunities for economic vitality in local communities, good paying jobs, protection of cultural resources, early and frequent engagement with tribal governments and local governments, fishing community, and protect our precious natural resources and overall center our work on environmental and social justice. So that's part of the dream we have in California, and I want to talk briefly about what that means. Here's what we know. So California is certain about our climate goals. Many states and nations have aspirational goals. Here in California, ours are codified, implementable, and enforceable. We're already working towards implementation, and in particular, the energy sector has made significant strides. But as you all know, there's lots more to go. We're looking to add additional load to our system, really for the first time in 40 years. We've very much been about conservation in California, and early adopters of energy efficiency have worked to reduce load for many years. Now, what we're seeing is, in the future, we'll be happy when load starts to increase, because that means our vehicle electrification goals are working, our building electrification goals are working, and so we expect to double and maybe even triple the load in California by 2045. We currently have a significant load, about half by megawatt hours of the entire Western interconnection. So with that additional load that we expect to see and hope to see, generation will be key. And the timing of generation will also be key. When does it happen during the day? Does it complement our existing renewable resources? And that's where offshore wind comes in. We all know there are challenges. We're talking about a lot of those challenges here at the summit, and you'll be having conversations for the rest of the day about challenges, but there's also significant opportunities. And you may have heard discussions also about Californians and how we are innovators and creators. We're not shy about problems, and we like to jump in, and we certainly see that at the PUC. So when we reflect on the challenge ahead, I do think about the enormous strides we need to take to meet our ambitious climate change goals, but also I think about solutions. So then I imagine large-scale floating offshore wind farms off the coast of California. This is an enormous opportunity, not only to take the lead in building out and implementing renewable resources, but also in spurring jobs, spurring the economy, the novel supply chain that we'll be developing, and all of that will have a positive ripple effect in the broader economy. So let's talk about our wind resources in California. So not to brag, but Morro Bay and Humboldt Bay has some of the best wind resources in the nation, with speeds exceeding 10 meters per second and up to 90 meters above the ocean surface, and even faster at the tops of the turbines, which we expect over 1,000 feet. So to put that in context, the world's fastest man, Usain Bolt, won the world record for the 100-meter dash in about running 20 meters per second. And at 1,000 feet tall, that's about as high as the Eiffel Tower. So in California, we have a dream that involves human potential. The fastest man on Earth symbolizes that, and the scale is the size of turbines as big as the Eiffel Tower floating off our coast. And then a little bit about the wind speeds and the complement of our generation. You probably heard about it today, the benefit of the wind being at the fairly steady rate in the afternoon and early evening, which is precisely when our solar starts to fall off, and the energy demand surges as people go home and turn on appliances. So there's enormous potential to provide clean and reliable energy to the grid precisely when we need it most. At the PUC, we're looking at all of these challenges. We're looking at all of the factors that I've talked about today, and we're starting concrete steps to incorporate offshore wind into our planning. The Commission sent a base case portfolio that includes 4.7 gigawatts of offshore wind in 2035, which is nearly the exact amount of offshore wind that we believe the 5 new leases will provide. But this is just the first step, and we know that we're taking concrete steps now, but we also have the vision that I've talked about for the future. And we're aware of the enormous lead time necessary for building these large-scale projects, as well as the certainty that the investors and the developers are going to need as they move forward. So again, the progress to date is only the beginning. So we're thinking about running at the speed of the world's fastest man and looking up to the sky as high as the Eiffel Tower, continuing the work that we're all doing together. And with that, I look forward to being engaged in the dialogue in the coming months and years and sharing the excitement of the future that's ahead of us. Thank you.